Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow AdrianCollegeTV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. Years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree here, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College. Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow AdrianCollegeTV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. Years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest, a U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1:15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campusvisit.
Good afternoon, everybody, as we welcome you on this 75-degree, beautiful October day into the Marilat Sport and Fitness Center here at Adrian College for the Adrian College Bulldogs to take on the Calvin Knights. I'm Michael Schubeck alongside Michael Hale. Michael, Adrian's coming into this game struggling 1-16 overall, 0-4 in the conference, and on a 12-game losing streak. What do you think they need to do to turn this thing around?
They just need to keep playing together as a team, keep focusing on what they can work on throughout each set, and keep trying to score more points than Calvin today.
Yeah, obviously Calvin comes in as a powerhouse over Dr. Amber Warner's entire career as their head coach with her 677-116 record. She is 287-21 in conference play. If you're Adrian, how do you attack that as a team? And if you're Calvin, you're just trying to steady the ship, right?
Yeah, like you said, for Adrian, what they're going to have to do is just find the open spots in the Calvin defense and just try to hit it as hard as you can into that small gap of open space that you're going to see.
Yes, Calvin has just been dominant over the past 24 years that she has been at the helm with 3 national championships to show for it. They have only 3 losses on the year, coming in at 17-3, 2-1 in conference play, only dropping getting swept by nationally ranked number 13 Hope is their only conference loss on the year. If you're Calvin, obviously you're rolling with a lot of momentum here. You have a great team. You only lost 3 games overall, and Adrian coming in hasn't played great all season. They haven't won since September 5th. Are you afraid if you're Calvin, or are you just coming in with as much confidence as possible?
For Calvin, they're riding a 5-game win streak, so they're riding a very high ship right now. 3rd in conference. Like you said, their only loss to nationally ranked Hope, who is a very good program. So if you're Calvin, I don't think there's too much to worry about.
Yes, and if we're looking at the starting lineups for Adrian College, it will be Kayla Chan getting the start. Lauren Bomer getting the start. Rainey Atherton. Cora Nicolani. Amelia McCombs. Virginia Rowan. Phoebe Scott. Emma Leanberger. Avery O'Shaughnessy. Megan Feldman. And Peyton Ortel. And on the flip side, Calvin here with Arian Baker. Grace Spulma. Sarah Bradley. Delaney Kemp. Carolee Skipper. Allison Moore. Emma Ekblaw. Trina Vanderswag. Maria Boa. Lena Kazaboski. And Madison Wiersma. Obviously, both teams here coming in looking to add to their win totals. Adrian especially, that's 9-91 overall versus Calvin over an all-time. They've lost 29 games in a row. This is the 101st game played. If you're Adrian, does that strike any fear into you?
For Adrian, they just have to go into this game like it's just another volleyball match and not really worry about too much other stuff that they can't really control.
Yes, I completely agree with you. Adrian obviously trying to bounce back here. They have not had much success this year. Obviously, head coach David Kwan in his 14th season. His career record is 133 and 194. He's made 8 MIAA tournament appearances, but he's missed the last 3, on pace to miss this year as well. If you're David Kwan, what's your message to this team?
Just keep fighting hard, and like any sport out there, just try to come out on top and just play as hard as you can.
All right, we are set to get underway here at the Marilot Sport and Fitness Center with the Adrian College Bulldogs taking on the Calvin Knights here. It'll be, already mentioned the starters here, looking at both teams here looking to start off strong. Rainey Atherton, libero for the Bulldogs here, had her 1,000th career dig against Trine in their last time out. She's looking to add to that total and get to 200 this year. It'll be Delaney Kemp to serve for the Knights to start it off. Bumped up. It'll be set. It'll be Feldman to start the game with a beautiful kill.
Good job by Feldman. Like I said in the open, finding that loose space in the Calvin defense.
Yes, Adrian looking to start off strong here as Nicolani will go back to serve. Nicolani sends it away. And it'll be bumped up there by the Calvin defense, and Adrian will take a 2-0 lead early in set 1.
Good serve by Nicolanti there as she took a little bit off of it.
Nicolani sets it right back to that Calvin defense, and it'll be tipped over, bumped up by Bomer. Now it's going to be set to Rowan, who just so tips it over. Calvin will defend. Just set over by Calvin. Now another set here. Fake. Bomer! Huge for the Bulldogs here as they have momentum to start this game.
Yeah, quick 3-0 lead for the Bulldogs. Coming out with a lot of energy. We wonder if there was some team meeting beforehand.
Nicolani served it over. It's going to be sent over, blocked by Bomer. And just going to be set over, tipped back, saved off the net, but it's going to come back, and Rowan will not be able to tip it over for the Bulldogs, and Calvin will get on the board. Coming back, it'll be Sarah Bradley now, serving her first of the game. As we said before, Knights coming on a 5-game win streak, looking to extend. Atherton with a little too far of a set, but it's going to be tipped by Leanberger, but her hand is going to go over the net, and it'll be a Calvin point here. Bradley set to serve again. Sends it away, and she's going to get the ace. Sarah Bradley with a beautifully placed serve in the middle of the Bulldog defense. Bradley again. Her third. Can be bumped up by Nicolani. Set over to Rowan, who slams one, but it's going to be tipped up by the Knights. Now back over, and it's going to be a kill for Allison Moore. And Calvin will gain the lead here, their first of the day.
Yeah, 4 straight unanswered by Calvin. They got that first point on the board, and now they're just trying not to look back.
Bradley now serving, bumped by Nicolani. It'll be set up by Leanberger, blocked by the Knights, tipped over. Bradley into the net, and it'll be a Bulldog point, ties us up at 4 here early in set 1. Atherton will come out, and it now will be Hope Bauma to serve for the Bulldogs. Bumped by the Knights. It'll be set over to the far side. Swung on by Emma Ekblaw. Boy, was that powerful for the Knights.
Yeah, big swing there to get the Knights back into the lead.
Here we go, Emma Ekblaw. Sends it over, bumped up by Nicolani, set by Atherton to Rowan, who slams one. And it was blocked up by Ekblaw. Now set to the far side and tipped in the middle of the defense by Moore. Now Leanberger to Bomer. We'll go off of, I believe that was Mary Boa's hand for the Knights, and down for an Adrian point. All knotted up here at 5, Michael.
Yeah, both teams are just going back and forth now. Long run by both teams to start the game, and now we're just going point for point.
It'll be Sullivan here for the Bulldogs. Bumped by the Knights. Swung on. And bumped up by Nicolani, and then sent over by Kayla Chan. The Bulldogs take a 6-5 lead here. Sullivan set to serve again. A bullet tipped up by Bradley, sent over. It's going to be tipped over by the Knights. Atherton with a beautiful dig. Now it's going to be saved in the net by Chan and Leanberger. It's going to be bumped up here. Swung on. Bumped by Nicolani. Atherton again. And Chan's just going to send it over for a save. And Nicolani can't reach it on the ball by, I believe, Boa. And now again we're knotted up. Both at 6 here.
Yeah, good strong tip to the back row. Knotting this one up at 6.
Here we go. It is Spoolma for the Knights. Bumped by Nicolani. Leanberger will send it up, and then it'll be tossed over by Sullivan. Bumped by the Knights. And just a tip in, saved by Atherton, blocked by Chan. Knights will settle it down here. It'll be swung on by Madison Wiersma. And it'll be a point for the Knights by, Michael, did you see that there? I believe maybe a touch of the net.
It looked almost as if one of the Bulldogs on the block attempt just got into the net too close.
Unfortunate there for the Bulldogs. Knights send it away. Blocked by Nicolani. Set to Rowan, who tips one in the middle of the defense. It's going to be regained by Calvin, who sends a power for a ball, but out of play. And it's just back and forth here early. Bulldogs, Knights knotted up at 7. As now it will be Amelia McCombs to serve for the Bulldogs. It'll be bumped by Moore. Set over to the far side, swung on hard by Wiersma. And then Sullivan is going to play one out of play, and it'll be Knights 8, Bulldogs 7 here in set 1. Now Lena Kasabuski will serve. Bumped up, saved by Leanberger, and then attempted by McCombs to send it back in play, but it will instead go soaring into the stands for another Calvin point.
Yeah, Bulldogs just way out of sorts on that play.
Bumped up by McCombs. Leanberger sets. Chan's going to throw one over, but it's going to go out of play, and it'll be another Calvin point here early on in set one. Sent over again, and it's just going to be mishandled there by Atherton. Kasabuski serving beautifully over there on the other side for the Knights. Send another one away here for Calvin. But she's going to send this one into the net. Free gift for the Bulldogs to come within 3 here after a beautiful run by Calvin.
Yeah, this is a great chance for the Bulldogs to bring it back to even try to take the lead.
Kayla Chan here sends one over. They'll be bumped up by Kasabuski, then set over and swung on hard by Madison Wiersma. And Calvin's got the ball right back. It'll be Trina Vanderswag to serve now. Vanderswag. Bumped up by Sullivan. Now looking for Feldman, who throws one in the middle, but a great save there by Vanderswag. And now blasted on, but blocked by Ortel. That'll be another Bulldog point.
Yeah, great job by Ortel there, getting into position. As one of the Knights, I couldn't see who it was, try going back across the court.
Leenberger now serves. He'll be set here and blasted on by Ekbal with a beautiful swing. And now Calvin will get their serve right back. As now we're going back to the back and forth action that we saw earlier. Unfortunately, Calvin went on a run for the Bulldogs, so the Bulldogs are going to have to make a comeback here. Delaney Kemp now. Bumped up by Atherton, set by Leenberger, and missed by Ortel. It's just going to sail a little bit too high. Offensive mistake there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the set just a little too high to handle for Ortel.
All right, it'll be Delaney Kemp again. Since we're in the middle, it'll be bumped up by McCombs, set over, and then Feldman will play one into the middle. Vanderswag will set one up, and then it's going to be swung on hard by Skipper. And Calvin will gain a 15-9 lead, and we will get our first timeout from Coach Kwan. We'll be back momentarily here on ACTV.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
We welcome you back inside the Merillat Sport and Fitness Center here. Coach David Kwan had to take his first time out of the game. Michael, what do you think his message was to the Bulldogs in their huddle?
Just keep fighting, really. They've been doing pretty good offensively. A couple miscues here and there, but overall it's been fairly solid.
On cue there, it'll be another offensive mistake for the Bulldogs. McCombs leaves it a little short for Feldman. It's going to go off of her knuckles and to the ground. Calvin will now gain a 16-9 lead here in the first set. Kemp still serving for the Knights. Kemp bumped by McCombs. Now up by Leenberger, and it'll just be Swung on by McCombs, but it's going to go into the center of the net for another Knight point here. Early on, it was back and forth, Michael, but it seems like the Knights have pulled away here in the last 10 points.
Yeah, the Knights are really just showing what they can do and why they've been able to win so many games early this season.
Little miscue there by Feldman, and it's going to be tipped back over the net by the Knights to gain another point. Kemp has been serving for what seems like forever. Can she keep it up? The Knights looking to take set one very handedly here. Now bumped up by Feldman. Leanberger sets it, and it'll be bumped by Feldman over Atherton. Now Leanberger swung on by Bowman. But a beautiful play by Vanderswag to keep it alive. Now Leanberger sets one up again for another one for Bomer. Vanderswag handles it perfectly. Now swung on by Bradley. And no Bulldog was able to get a confident block on that. And Kemp yet again will go back to serve.
Yeah, off the hands of Ortel, the middle blocker there, just unable to position herself to block it back into the Calvin zone.
Here we go. Kemp over. McCombs. Bumped up by Leanberger. Swung on by Feldman, and it's going to be perfectly placed so Vanderswag couldn't get there. Bulldogs with their first point in a long time here as they're looking to stage a late comeback here in set one. Nicolani will go back to serve. Nicolani taking her time. Sends one over for the Bulldogs. Vanderswag will bump it up. It'll be set over to swung on by Bradley and out of play. Bulldogs here on a 2-0 run. As Nicolani will serve. Bumped up by the Knights and then swung on hard by Ekblaw. And it'll settle Calvin right on down as they take a 9-point lead. 5 more points here. All the Knights need to close out set one and pretty handedly. It'll be Jordan Steen now to serve. Rowan bumped right over. Saved by Rowan. Now Vanderswag set over there. Hit hard, but blocked by Bomer. Set behind a Bomer. She'll send it right into the body of Moore for a Bulldog point.
Moore not getting close enough to the net to really block it. So she just blocked it into the net instead of back onto the Adrian side of the court.
Here we go now. It will be Boma for the Bulldogs to serve. Bauma, Vanderswag. Set to Ekblaw. But now Rowan's going to swing on one. And it's going to go off of the hand of a Knight defender and out of play. Bulldogs staging a late comeback here. Can they pull it off? Boma. Set to serve. Sends it over. Vanderswag. Over to Moore. Sends a rifle into the middle of the Bulldog defense. As now Atherton will come in for Boma. And it'll be a serve by Ekblaw. Bumped up by Nicolani, and it's going to go off of the net. Not enough juice on that one. And it'll be 22-13 here. Calvin, Adrian looking for a miracle.
You're home for the holidays.
Off of this. Oh, it'll be another timeout here for David Kwan. We will step away. We'll be right back on ACTV.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth, introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time that you will always look back on as special years. Never experienced before you arrive today, and never replicated after you graduate.
We welcome you back here inside the Marilot Sport and Fitness Center, where the score is 22-13 in this first set for the Knights. Atherton will now bump it up. Leemberger, Bowman, saved over there by the Knights by Kemp, as now Leemberger bumps one back. Rowan will swing on one and sends it into the middle of the net. Calvin now just 2 away from taking set one handedly here in Adrian. It'll now be Ekbois to serve. Ekbois had a couple nice swings here early on. And Nicolani with a great, correction there. I thought that ball sailed out of play. It was actually a perfect serve from Ekbois to get the ace. Nicolani thought there was too much juice on that one. There was not. As now Emma Ekbois will serve. White serve there, and flying Nicolani, and then spiked by Mary Boa. And then Knights wait, correction there. They will say that I believe the hand, I actually don't know what happened there, as now the Bulldogs were rewarded a point, negating Calvin from winning the set.
I can only assume it was a hand going onto the net.
That's all I can assume there, as now it'll be bumped up and swung on and out of play. Allison Moore put a little too much on that one, and it will go out of play for the Bulldogs. Sorry, for the Knights, and it'll be a Bulldog point. Kendall Sullivan. A booming serve bumped up by the Knights. Now Calvin tips it over. Atherton. Over to Rowan, who swings on one long. But it's going to go off of the hand of a Calvin defender, and it'll go out of play. Might have went off on the hand of Kemp. Sullivan now. A serve that will go just long, and that will end the set with the Calvin Knights winning 25-16 here. He'll be back momentarily here for set 2 on ACTV.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth, introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time that you will always look back on as special years. Never experienced before you arrived today and never replicated after you graduate.
And we are back here in Adrian, Michigan for the start of set 2 between the Calvin Knights and the Adrian College Bulldogs. Michael, it was a rough first set, dropping by 9 for the Bulldogs. What do you think that David Kwan's message was after set 1 in the huddle?
I think what his message was forget the first set, come out here and play like we did to start the first set. As we saw, the Bulldogs got out to a quick 3-0 lead before turning it over to the Knights, but getting that early start to early in the set and then keeping that momentum rolling is going to be beneficial for this second set.
Hard serve there from Leemberger, and then swung on hard by Bradley. Now here comes Rowan, Virginia Rowan, with a slam here to start the second set for the Bulldogs, as Emma Leemberger will come to serve again. Be sent over there, bumped backwards. Vanderswag now. Bradley will bump it over. Now Rowan. Served up. Now Bomer! Don't know what the call was there, but it will be Adrian College point there.
It looked as if they're calling a Calvin Knight in the net.
As Leemberger serves again. Bumped up by the Knights, set over there and swung on hard by number 13 for the Knights, Carolee Skipper. Will now get Calvin on the board in this second set as Sarah Bradley will now serve. Bradley bumped up by Atherton. Set all the way over to Bomer, but displayed great confidence. There was Vanderswag who set it up 2 more. And Moore with a huge swing to now to knot this one up at 2. Bradley will serve again. Rowan to Leemberger will barely get it over the net. Now hard strike from Moore, but she will touch the net there on her follow through, and it now will be a Bulldog point, sending them up 3-2. This looks a lot like the start of set 1.
Yeah, back and forth play. And then we've also seen a couple of mental errors from both sides going into the net.
Nicolani will now serve for the Bulldogs. Bumped up by Bradley. And it'll be sent to the middle with a huge hit from Ekblaw. And it'll be another kill there for the Knights.
Her game-leading 5th kill of the game so far.
As here we go. Ekblaw will now come back to serve. Send it into the net. Like you said, Michael, mental errors are huge in this second set right now through the first 7 points. Bulldogs obviously taking slightly more advantage of that, going up 1 here. Both teams look like they need to straighten it out. Momo will serve. Now set by Kemp over and blocked by Chan and Bomer combo there. Leemberger to Chan and blocked in the middle by Madison Wiersma. Sorry, correction, Mary Boa. as now the Knights will knot it up at 4. We have Grace Spoolma to serve for the Knights. Not much action yet today. Spoolma sends it over, bumped up by Nicoletti, set by Leemberg over to Rowan, who tries to place one, but a diving save from Bradley, and Vanderswag will bump it over. And it's going to be set by Bomer with a kill shot. Huge swing by Bomer there. Give the Bulldogs some momentum maybe for the rest of this second set.
Yeah, and Bomer now has a team-high 5 kills for the Bulldogs, getting the Bulldogs first to 5, and we'll see if the Bulldogs keep riding momentum. Unfortunately, they send it back into the net.
Yes, Kendall Sullivan sends one into the net there on her serve. Unfortunate. Seems like the start of set 1, no team's able to ride momentum yet. It's kind of back and forth. It's 5-5. If you're the Knights, you're just looking to kind of do what you did in the first set and set yourself apart, but yet another error on the serving side of the ball here. We've seen 3 so far this set. That time, it was number 22, Lena Kasabuski, for the Knights.
Yeah, we've seen 3 already in this first 11 points and 2 back-to-back. We'll see if which side decides to break the streak first.
Yes, McCombs now trying to get one over the net here. She will. Vanderswag now placed over by the Knights. It'll be set over to Feldman, who sends one into the middle of the Knight defense to give the Bulldogs their first 2-point lead of the night.
Aside from a 3-0 lead to begin the first set.
Yes, sorry. After knotting it up, here we go. The Knights sent up, blocked by Chan. Now Chan will send it back over, bumped up by the Knights. Bradley will swing on it, and Chan and Leemberger will be unable to block that one. 7-6 here. Here we go. Vanderswag will send it over for the Knights. And there is Chan with a swing. Defense is there as Bradley will send one over, and it'll be a Knight point to knot us up at 7 here in the second set. Vanderswag again. He bumped by Sullivan, and Leemberg went for a quick play over, but it's going to fall into the net. And Calvin will now gain the lead at 8-7 here. Vanderswag sending her third over of the set, bumped by McCombs and just sent over by the Bulldogs. It'll be placed Atherton. It'll be set all the way over to Feldman, who will send one placed very nicely off the net, I believe, by Feldman into that back left corner. And the Bulldogs will tie it up at 8 here.
Yeah, it looks like the net just helped this kill go through. Would have likely been dug out, but then off the net got a little bit more length and it finds the back corner.
Yes, as a lot of running around here for the Knights. It'll be sent over by Exaw. Now over to Feldman again, who will try to place it in that back left corner, but will put a little too much juice on it, and the Knights will regain the lead by 1. We've seen a lot of back and forth play here early, but around this time is when the Knights separated in set 1, and Kemp was the one serving when it happened. Will Delaney Kemp be able to go on a run again for the Knights? Kemp sends it over. Bumped up by Sullivan. Now set to Feldman. Blocked at the front of the net by the Knights. Vanderswag will serve it. And then a powerful swing from Sarah Bradley will now put the Knights up 2.
Yeah, powerful swing. And Sullivan just wasn't ready for it to be coming in that high. It looked like she was a little caught off guard.
Kemp again to serve. Send it over. Bumped by Sullivan. It'll go right over the net and out of play. No, we said it earlier in this set a few moments ago that this is about the time where the Knights kind of broke away in the first set, and they're doing it yet again here in set 2.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs just need to calm themselves down and reset and try to get back to how they were playing early on in the set.
Delaney Kemp will send it over again. Feldman will bump it up. It'll be a high ball. Set short there, swung on by Ortel, but there was a lot of miscommunication there in the middle of the floor as multiple Bulldogs tripped over each other and the ball fell to the ground. Just seems like mental errors are a key factor in this one, as both teams have had their struggles with missed hits and missed serves here, as the Knights seem to be the team that is able to withstand that the most. Kemp going on another run serving like she did in the first set. Feldman will bump it up. Now swung on hard by Ortel, but it will be a Bulldog point after a misstep there from Calvin.
Yeah, it looks like the kill shot just went through the block of Ekblad and fell on the Calvin side of the court.
Here we go, and it will be a serve from Chloe Kaiser that will go into the middle of the net. Just seems like the Bulldogs are struggling to keep momentum here. They're not winning many points. They're not winning 2 or 3 in a row. They're only winning 1, maybe 2. But unfortunately, Calvin's able to go on these long, sustained runs as Bradley serves it over. Atherton will get a set. Now it'll be set to Feldman, swung and blocked by Ekblad and out of play. As Rowan will now come in for the Bulldogs, as well as Nicolani for Feldman and McCombs. Nicolani serving. It'll be sent over, bumped up by Bradley. Kemp with the set, swung on hard by Ekblad, but it'll be just too long and out of play. This is what the Bulldogs needed to get back in this set. They are now only down 2. Nicolani will send one over and will be sent a little too far. It was sent a little too far there by Vander Swag, and they were unable to regain their composure, where the Knights and the Bulldogs will take another point, bringing this set within 1. Nicolani. Kemp will now set it up for the Knights, blocked over there by Bomer. Now swung on hard by Moore, and perfectly placed in that back right corner for the Knights.
Yeah, going cross court and getting the serve back to your side is huge as a momentum builder for the Knights here.
Yes, Ekblad will now serve. Ekblad bumped up by Nicolani. Now Kaiser sends it over to Rowan and blocked it down by Boa. She got solid contact there on that block, as now David Kwan will go back to the timeouts here. We will step away momentarily on ACTV.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit. Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
We welcome you back inside of the Marilot Sport and Fitness Center here. The Calvin Knights are up on the Adrian College Bulldogs 15-12 to start this second set. Now, Ekblad will send it over. Atherton bumps it up to Rowan, who places it beautifully into the middle of the defense with a slight help from Carolee Skipper, who tipped it on the block into the middle of the court here, as now Hope Boma will come back and serve for the Bulldogs. She'll send it over into the middle. She floats one there. Kemp will now set up a huge ball from Skipper, but the Bulldogs are going to save it nicely there. Rowan just bumps it over to save it. Kemp will now set it up. And back and forth as Chan sends one just over the net, and it will be a great play there for the Bulldogs to crawl within one here. Bowman now serving again. Floats one in the middle of the Calvin defense. Kemp sends it up. It'll be swung on hard by Skipper, but places it beautifully in that back right corner, out of reach of any Bulldog. And Calvin will regain a 2-point lead. Here we go. It is now Grace Spoolma set to serve for the Knights. Spoolma in the middle. Bumped. Rowan will now just send one over as it's going to be set by the Knights. Over, swung on hard by Mary Boa, but it'll go out of play. Bulldogs crawl again within one. Looking for some more sustained momentum here if you're the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the Bulldogs riding quite a lot of momentum. Right now, their bench is starting to get a little bit more into it. Only down by 1 point. Now they've brought it back. We'll see if they can continue this.
Sullivan with a hard serve. It'll be set over, looking for a spike there, but now it'll be tipped over by Rowan, set up by Atherton. Back, Rowan again trying to place it. Bumped up by Bradley. Set over to the far side to Moore, and Moore will get a great kill there for the Knights to again regain the lead by 2.
Yeah, this is just a common trend now that we're seeing. Bulldogs bring it within 1. Very next point goes to Calvin, and it's just back and forth, but Calvin with a slight edge.
Here we go. Set up. Chan will send it over. It was blocked by Spoolma. And it'll be sent over by Boa for another Calvin point as they take now a 3-point lead here as we're nearing the end of the second set. Calvin needs 7 more. Adrian needs 10. Serve there from the Knights. Rowan now will tip one perfectly placed in the middle of the Calvin defense, out of reach of all 6 players. Here we go. McCombs now will go back to serve. Last time went into the middle of the net. Looking to rebound here. McCombs sends one over. There's a keep up by Vanderswag, and then Bradley put a little too much juice towards the sideline there as the Bulldogs now yet again are only 1 down in this set. See if they can go on a little run here, maybe gain more points. Calvin has been able to hold this lead the entire set. McCombs off. Now just bumped over by Wiersma. And then a booming hit from Chan will give the Bulldogs the opportunity to tie it up, and we'll see the first timeout of the day called by Amber Warners here. And we'll be right back on ACTV.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog. This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
We welcome you back here to the second set of the Adrian College Bulldogs versus the Calvin Knights. McComb set to send it away. Bulldogs are going on a slight little run here, but it'll be killed right away by Boa, who right after the timeout by Amber Warners comes out and regains the lead for Calvin right away. Here we go. Vanderswag sends it over. Bumped up by Sullivan. Now Atherton. And Kaiser will just get it over the net. It'll be set up, swung on hard by Wiersma. And Calvin will now gain a 2-point lead here. 5 more to go. And now David Kwan will fire his second timeout of the set here. He'll be back momentarily on ACTV.
Welcome to Adrian College, where we believe in educating both the heart and the mind. With over 100 innovative academic programs and 10 cutting-edge institutes, you'll find a path that's right for you. Join our vibrant community of over 50 athletic teams and discover why we're recognized as a U.S. News & World Report Most Innovative Institution. Adrian College, where passion meets purpose. Your future starts here. Welcome to Adrian College, where we believe in educating both the heart and the mind. With over 100 innovative academic programs and 10 cutting-edge institutes, you'll find a path that's right for you. Join our vibrant community of over 50 athletic teams and discover why we're recognized as a U.S. News & World Report Most Innovative Institution. Adrian College, where passion meets purpose. Your future starts here.
We are coming out of the second timeout called here. This set by David Kwan, trying to settle his team down with Calvin, only 5 points away from reclaiming the second set. Vanderswag sends it over. Sullivan gets a nice bump, and then it was sent over by, I believe, Kaiser, but just out of reach.
Yeah, going back to that first timeout called by Calvin, they've rallied 3 straight since then, just a regroup timeout. And that was what we just saw from Adrian, I think.
Feldman trying to place one, but Vanderswag was there. And it'll be swung on by Wiersma, blocked by Shannon Feldman. Now Bradley tips one over, and it'll be saved there by Sullivan. And now swung on hard by the Knights, but there was Atherton. Sullivan now bumps it up. Feldman's going to get one over, tipped at the front by Wiersma. Now sent over by Kasabuski, and it'll be placed nicely in the middle of the Bulldog defense there to now gain a 4-point lead for the Knights, trying to close this set out. Vanderswag, and she sends that one a little too long there as Adrian gets a much-needed point here late in set 2.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can ride that service error and try to rally off a few more points and try to take set 2.
Kayla Chan here. Gets a booming serve over as Calvin chases it. Bradley swings on one hard. Blocked by Ortel, and Kaiser there on the right side for the Bulldogs. Only 2 down here. Calvin needs 3. Adrian needs 5. Chan sends one a little too long there. And unfortunately, that's an error you can't make here this late in the set.
In that scenario, that is very costly, bringing the Knights within 2 points of taking a commanding 2-0 lead in this best of 5.
Delaney Kemp back up serving here. She's been dangerous for the Knights. Here we go. It'll be set up by Sullivan. Kaiser now over to Ortel, who sends it long and out of play. And it'll be 24-20 here. This is set point for the Knights. They're probably their most consistent server back there. She's won on multiple runs this set and in the first set. Delaney Kemp sends a nice serve over. Bumped up by McCombs over to Feldman, who sends it, but it will be blocked out of play by Skipper. Now, Coach Kwan will sub in a couple players here. Lienberger will come back in. And Kaiser will come out. Lienberger here. Trying to come back here in this set. They cannot afford a point, and she gets the ace. A light serve there into the middle of the court. No Calvin defender around. Lienberger now again to serve. Has to be perfect here. Sends it back into the middle. It was bumped up by Kasabuski and then swung on hard by Ekblad to end the set. 22-25. Unfortunately, the Bulldogs trying to stage a late comeback there. They were unable to do so. We will step away here momentarily and be back for the third set here on ACTV.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
On the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth, introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time that you will always look back on as special years. Never experienced before you arrived today and never replicated after you graduate.
And we welcome you back for set 3 here inside the Marilot Sport and Fitness Center. The Calvin Knights have a 2-set lead over the Adrian College Bulldogs. Now, Adrian looking to not get swept here in set 3. What do you think they need to do to kind of overcome Calvin? They were close in the last set.
Yeah, something that we've seen from the early first 2 sets is the momentum being a factor. Calvin's just rode with their momentum both of the first 2 sets, and Adrian just hasn't been able to carry their momentum through as well as Calvin. So what Adrian needs to do every time they get a point is rally around each other and just try to build momentum and keep building it.
I think a huge factor here is Delaney Kemp, who has went on multiple runs serving, as that is a ball that was sent way out of play by Bomer. As Kemp won 3 points to end the last set, I believe, and she has already won 1 to start this set here. Bring you over other Adrian College athletics going on today, with the Adrian College hockey team tied 1-1 with Syracuse, and the Adrian College football team up 27-0 over the Calvin Knights, as the Bulldogs here will send one into the net, and it'll be Delaney Kemp serving yet again. Kemp looking for a 3rd point in a row to start this set. Rowan bumps it up. Feldman now high in the air to Bomer, who places a beautiful ball to get the early point for the Bulldogs here and get on the board in set 3, sorry.
Yeah, good job by Bomer not letting Calvin get out to a 3-0 lead. Because we've seen Calvin with 3+ point leads just absolutely kill the Bulldogs.
There's Vanderswag, received the serve nicely and then hammered by Bradley. And right away, back up 2 are the Knights, looking to close this one out in 3. Bumped over there, bumped up by Nicolani, by Leanberger. Now Ortel tries to place one, but gathered by Skipper. Now sent over by the Knights. Multiple bumps over there to Rowan, who swings on one hard. But Bradley with a great tip there, as a little bit of miscommunication there on the defensive side by the Bulldogs, as a shot from Moore will sneak by them.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of miscommunication from the Bulldogs today while on points like that. They just have to keep talking on the court.
Bradley, another serve. Rowan to Leanberg, who sets it to Rowan, blocked over there by Ekball. Now bumped up by the Knights. Kemp will now send it to Ekball again, and Atherton's there, but Ekball says no and sends it into the middle of the court, right past the Bulldog defense.
Yeah, battle at the net. All the Bulldogs up at the net. Ekball just decides to send one to the back row where there's no Bulldogs and finds the floor and gets another point.
Bradley serving here, as Nicolani sends one towards the net. Bomer's just going to bump it over. Bradley to Kemp. Kemp to Ekball, blocked at the net by Ortel and Bomer. It's going to be set over. Leanberger to Ortel. Handled by Kemp. It'll be bumped over by Spilker. And now Bomer will save after a block. Nicolani to Rowan. It's a long rally here. Kemp up, sent over by Skipper. And it'll go off of a Bulldog player and out of play to give Calvin a 6-1 lead here. And already David Kwan using his first timeout of the set here. Bulldogs are down 5. Calvin has a 6-1 lead here to start set 3. We'll be back momentarily on ACTV.
Fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs. Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
We welcome you back in set 3 here as Bradley's set to serve again for the Knights. Nicolani bumps it. Leanberger will send it all the way over to Rowan, but she sends it too far and out of play. Calvin now has a 6-point lead here to start set 3, looking for that sweep. Bradley sends over, handled by Atherton, then off of Rowan and into the net. 8-1 Knights. It's all domination from them here in the third set.
Yeah, Calvin's just looking to put this one away and finish off the sweep.
Bradley over, handled by Boma. Now Bomer will send it over. Kemp tees up, but a beautiful save there by Nicolani. And Kemp will again tee up Skipper this time, and it'll go out of play. Bradley has been serving for a very long time here. She's been a part of the last 6 points for the Knights here. Nicolani, diving bump. Now Rowan will try to place one over there, and it's going to be saved by Delaney Kemp. Now Leanberger and Ortel will send it out of play. It's been a long time for the Bulldogs without a point. 10-1 Knights here. Bradley has served the last 7 points here for the Knights. She make it 8. It's a dominating third set as a little bit of fall back there, and it'll just be sent over by the Bulldogs. And unfortunately, they're on a block from, I believe that was Ortel in front. She caught the net, and it'll go the Knights' way. Bradley still serving as Budzinski now comes in for the Bulldogs. Bradley sends it over. Nicolani bumps it up. Leanberger just punches it to the middle of the floor. Interesting play there, but whatever gets a point, as now for the first time in what feels like forever, the Bulldogs are on the board.
Yeah, ball basically on the net, just try to put it up and get sent over, and Calvin is not expecting it, but the Bulldogs will take it.
Boma will send it up. Kemp tees up Ekblaw for a kill there. And right when you think that Adrian might have something going, the Knights just kill it immediately. Ekblaw now comes back to serve. 12-2 here in set 3 in favor of the Calvin Knights.
Yeah, and that last kill by Ekblaw was her 10th of the entire match.
And Ekblaw will have a little serving mishap there, and it will go the Bulldogs' way. Much needed. Being this early in set 3 and already being down 12-3, that's kind of not the recipe for success if you are Adrian, as now Sullivan sends it over. It'll be bumped up by the Knights and then hit. Little fake out there from Moore. Looked like she was going to swing on it hard, but instead lightly taps it over. And no Bulldog in sight to make a clean play on it. As Spoolman will now come back to serve for Calvin. Spoolman now. Good contact. Blocked by Malma. Now Chan swings on one and blocked out of play by Moore. The Bulldogs will now cut this lead to 9. After a rough start, they seem to be bouncing back somewhat strong. McCombs will now serve. McCombs gets it over. It'll be bumped up by Moore. Now set back to Moore, and Moore gets blocked by Feldman. Then goes off of Boa and out of play.
Great job by Feldman getting into position, blocking it straight down, and really off the player of Calvin.
Here we go. McCombs now set to serve again. It's 13-5. Knights have the lead. Will be bumped up, then kind of just swung on over by Boa. Now set all the way back over to Feldman, and it will be blocked by a duo of Madison Wiersba and Mary Boa on the far side. And it'll be Calvin Point as they now lead 14-5. Another 9-point lead for the Knights. Now Lena Kasabuski will come back to serve. Kasabuski and blocked hard by Boma. A little too far, giving Calvin the opportunity to capitalize and spike one right down into the court. Kasabuski sent up by Boma. Kaiser now sends it over to Feldman, who tries to play one short. McCombs with a nice save. Kaiser just sends it over, but I believe they're going to call a little bit of a carry there on Kaiser.
Looked like they called a double hit, as maybe on this tip attempt, it went right-left or left-right.
Kasabuski bumped up. Feldman now sets it all the way over to Chan, who swings on one hard, but a great diving play by Spoma. But then it'll come right back, and the Bulldogs take the point. Great effort there from Calvin, but it was shut down by the Bulldogs right away, who now cut their lead to 10.
Yeah, we say cutting, and it's still a 10-point lead for Calvin. But that just goes to props to them for getting out to a big lead early in the set.
Yeah, it gives them a lot of room for error here as a kill shot from Sarah Bradley. A booming ball there. As now Vanderswag comes back to serve for the Knights. 17-6 here in set 3. Vanderswag. Boma. Set over to Feldman. Feldman goes off of Vanderswag, and it goes rifling into the stands. Almost made it back here, Michael.
Yeah, it did. Great power on the swing by Feldman. Trying her best to keep Adrian within striking distance of Calvin.
Yeah, Megan Feldman leads the team in kills this season as the Knights now respond with Bradley, who sends it off of Leenberger and out of play. Bradley been a huge offensive weapon here for the Knights the entire game, as now Delaney Kemp will come back to serve. Combination of Bradley and Kemp have been huge this game for the Knights. And an ace there for Delaney Kemp. She's been huge serving for the Knights all day long. Kemp looking to put a bow on this victory for Calvin here. So only needs 6 more as Bomer's going to send one. Blocked by Sarah Bradley straight down into the defense of the Bulldogs there. This is another run by Kemp, as she has gone on many times today. Great help from her teammates there as Feldman has to tie up her shoe. Kemp, and she'll try to float one just over. Unfortunately, she short arms it a little bit, and it will be a Bulldog point.
Tries to get it just over the net, goes just under the net, and the Bulldogs look to Cora Nicolanti to try to build something in this third set.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Bulldog, I mean, if you're the Knights, sorry, and especially if you're Delaney Kemp, I mean, you have a 12-point lead. You're trying to get this thing. You could kind of play around with some of those shots because you have a lot of room to work with here, as the Knights now, it'll be blocked in front there by Ortel. and just tipped over the block. I believe a fault there from the Bulldogs, and the Knights will get a point, but right there, like you said, like it just seems like she short-armed it a little bit, trying to get maybe a little too cute, but you have room to work with there, up 12. Now you're up 13.
Yeah, and the Knights are just playing outstanding volleyball just throughout the entire for 3 sets here.
Boehmer gets a little save there. Boehmer's going to swing on one hard and perfectly placed. Kemp thought that one was going out of play. She let it go, and it stayed in bounds on a great ball there from Boehmer. It's over by moment. Kemp sets it up to Skipper. Now Leanberger's going to set it over to Budzinski and blocked by Skipper. It'll now be another Calvin point, just inching closer and closer, only 3 away from sending the Bulldogs home with their 17th loss of the season. Ekbal sends one over the net. Nicolani will just bump it, and Boehmer tries to save it, but it's going to go into the stands. Now Calvin 2 away. If you're the Bulldogs, what's your mindset here? I mean, 2 more points, this game is over. You're obviously, it's all prayer and hope here that you're just trying to crawl back into this one.
Yeah, the Bulldogs just need to keep playing hard and not giving up.
And they're going to get one back here. It's going to go out of play.
Great swing by Kayla Chan.
Yes, the Bulldogs now will crawl within 13. As Kendall Sullivan will now come on to serve for the Bulldogs. Can't afford any mistakes here on the serve. We have a slight pause here.
And maybe the Bulldog football team is sensing this type of game, as the Bulldogs just went up 35-0 just before halftime.
Yes, they play the Calvin Knights in Calvin today, and another point there for the Bulldogs, trying to get a little run here going to come back and upset this 3rd set. Sullivan now again. Sends one hard, and it is Vanderswag. Now set up, swung on hard by Wearsome, but it's going to go out of play, and now another point for the Bulldogs here. They're going on a little run, only down 11 now.
Yeah, and this is what the Bulldogs needed to play with throughout the entire first 2 sets and throughout this 3rd set, but now another serve into the net, and now Calvin serves for match point.
Yes, an error that could not be made this late in the set. You're down 23-12 at the time, and just a serve that has to get over the net at all costs. Obviously, you're trying to make it hard for them to return, but you cannot afford to give up free points if you're the Bulldogs, and they just gave up one there in the penultimate point. Here we are, set point now. Swung on hard by Budzinski, and they get one. 13-24 now. It's set point the rest of the way. Knights need one more to close this one out in 3-0 fashion. Bulldogs trying to hang on. Budzinski to serve. Again, you cannot have any errors here, and a good ball right over the net. And it'll be swung on hard by Madison Wiersma to send this one home. Bulldogs fall to 1-17 on the year, and Calvin moves to 18-3. Now, if you're the Bulldogs, what do you kind of take away from this game?
Well, yeah, we saw a few good plays from the Bulldogs, some hard kills, and some really good movement back and forth between the lines. But something that Adrian just needs to continue to keep working on is their just on-court communication. We saw a lot of bodies on the floor where they really didn't need to be. A lot of mental errors as well. So for Adrian to continue out this year, they just need to continue focusing on fixing those mental errors.
Yes, and Adrian travels to South Bend, Indiana to play St. Mary's College on October 22nd. Obviously, that's your next MIAA game. You're yet to win an MIAA play. If you're Coach David Kwan, what is your message to this team going into Indiana?
Yeah, like you mentioned, Adrian hasn't won a conference game yet. Neither has St. Mary's. So a chance for the Bulldogs to potentially get some motivation and momentum to finish out the conference slate.
Yes, and now if we move over to Calvin here, they, like we said before, moved to 18-3 overall, 3-1 in the conference with their next matchup at versus Kalamazoo at home in Grand Rapids. What is Amber Warner's message to this Calvin team after back-to-back dominating victories, sweeping St. Mary's and then coming into Adrian and sweeping them?
Just keep playing the same type of style of volleyball that they've been playing throughout this entire year. Like we've mentioned, they're now 18-3, so the volleyball that they've been playing has been working, so they just need to keep playing with that type of mentality.
Yes, all right, we will be back in action with women's volleyball on November 8th here for senior night in the Marilot Sport and Fitness Center. I have been Michael Schubeck alongside Michael Hale from everyone at ACTV. We thank you and have a great rest of your day.